and I didn't know how to select what I wanted to do or really put over emotion. I just indulged in my own emotions and imagined that was acting. And I only learned long afterwards that you can't indulge, although you may indulge your emotions in imagining a part, you mustn't allow them free rein until you have selected exactly what you want to show the audience and how much you must show it while you're doing it.
Is this something that you learned perhaps with Harcourt Williams at the Vic?
I don't think I learned it till a very few years ago, really. I know Komisarjevsky used to tell me to relax, and I thought relaxing was something that had nothing to do with the stage. When I was on the stage, I felt it was my duty to do something and give something and be something. And through imagination, intense imagination, and tremendous emotional desire, I did create a certain effect, but it was always very tense. And I think people found me very artificial and very overstrung. It was, of course, very helpful in parts like Richard II and Hamlet to have this emotional tension, but I exhausted myself most terribly. I used to be absolutely whacked playing these very big classical parts and trying to live every moment of them. I couldn't find any places. It didn't occur to me that there are places where you really must do nothing. But it was very fascinating to me last year rehearsing Richard Burton in Hamlet in New York, which I directed, because I said to him, well, this is going to be your Hamlet, you know. I'm not going to try and give you mine, but perhaps I can help you a bit with the technical side of it. And he said after the first week or two, he said, the thing which is so marvelous that I've got from you is you tell me when to save myself. I'm not exhausted at the end of this scene or that scene, which used to kill me when I played the part of the Vic. And I said, well, that's all I've learned over all these years. And I remember when I first worked with Laurence Olivier in Romeo and Juliet, and we alternated the parts of Mercutio and Romeo, and I was directing. And I bullied him a great deal about his verse speaking, which he admitted himself he wasn't happy about. I was rather showy about mine and fancied myself very much as a verse speaker, and I think became very mannered in consequence. But I was so jealous because when he played Romeo, he used tremendous energy, but he knew just how to cope with it, select it. And also when he did things which I tried to do in the same part. I remember Ralph Richardson, who I had made great friends with, meanwhile saying to me, but you see, when Larry leans against the balcony, the whole balcony scene is, the way he leans against the balcony and looks up is the whole scene immediately, because he has this wonderful plastique which is absolutely unself-conscious, like a live young panther or something. And I had been draping myself around the stage for weeks, thinking myself very romantic as Romeo. I was rather baffled and dismayed to find I couldn't make the same effect at all.